The way gay, lesbian, transgender, transsexual, Irish, and Mexican people hold parades.
Did you write her name in the dirt when the cameras weren't looking, surrounding both of your initials with a heart for alien life to study a million years from now? I am static, romantic, electric camouflage. I am the dead silence before applause, the healing qualities of wound-wrapping gauze, a big bag of presents from Santa Claus. Y'all felt this before, I know you have. Man, I like you. I like you like blue whales like to say, ooh. I like you a whole bunch of a lot. You're a pocket full of awesome. I like you similar to the way pirates and frat boys like booty. Like David Copperfield likes performing grand scale yet lame-ass feats of illusion. Like the US government likes performing grand scale yet lame-ass feats of illusion. Like testicles and homeboys like to hang. Like homeless people and breakdancers like cardboard. Like Muppets like fisting. You all act like you've never seen a happy Muppet. I like you a whole bunch of a lot and a whole lot more times infinity. And maybe that's starting to dip into the equation of love. Nevertheless, I got a thing for you. Like magnets got it for refrigerators. I'm stuck on you. And I like it. I like you an official metric fuckload. I think you're a body full of soul, and I hope you like me back. And I guess I'm just tired of meeting people who define themselves by what they don't like. I just don't like that. But I do like holding you. The way your pillow holds your head when you sleep. The way gay, lesbian, transgender, transsexual, Irish, and Mexican people hold parades. The way the earth holds the moon and the sun holds the earth, and how they'll constantly spin around each other forever. And even though that metaphor doesn't really make sense with regard to this poem, because that would imply that there were three of us, which would also be awesome! But you get the idea. In my book, you rock and I like rocks. What the fuck? Anyhow, just because I spent an hour or so writing this down doesn't mean you have to like me back. But damn it, I would really like that. Yeah! Now hear me out. I licked the acidic pages of poets who showed it to rhyme and verse and psychedelic thoughts immersed so I could rehearse these words in my head. Fuck MTV. I want my Shane Koizan. Hip-hop is the language of the street, and anybody who speaks it well is an artist of the world, because the world is covered in streets. We all live on streets, and street is where you go to find out what the world's up to. So I want to be hip-hop. I want to be so in tune with the world that I am a language, that every line I write is almost an unimaginable concept, like becoming static. When you turn on the TV to a channel that isn't there, you hit static. Most of us change the channel to find silly situations to escape with, but static is art, static is discovery, pure and simple. It started as energy, then someone wanted to hear it, so it became sound. Then someone wanted to see it, and so television was born, to bring static to the masses. Nobody understands it. Some of us call it dead air, but it's alive. Like you and me, maybe even more. Every day I discover just how alive I am. Every room I enter, there is a living woman who doesn't realize how much she loves me yet. And I will bet it is only because we haven't been introduced. I want to be hers because she doesn't. I've wanted to be hip-hop ever since I wasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be the scores of yours. I want to be rock and roll or rolling rock. I'm running out of time, so fuck the clock. Time paints us whatever color it sees fit. I don't want to be black or white or brown or yellow. I want to be consumed by shades of static. I want to be on TV, in between channels 2 and 3. I want to be chromatic static. Comfortable white noise for all the B-girls and B-boys lulling them to dream, reaching to scream. I know I'm not what I seem. I look like shit, but I taste like cream. I want to be that of which only a few people watch when they should be asleep. I want to be the place where seats are sown so others can reap. I am static. romantic electric camouflage. I am the dead silence before applause, the healing qualities of wound-wrapping gauze, a big bag of presents from Santa Claus. What's your cause? I'm not a first poet or a last poet, but in between. I want to be nomadic, in static submissions, the rock and roll star at the end of all transmissions. People will watch me without knowing it, rocking you and rolling you without showing it. From time to time at 3 in the morning as you solve the world's problems, I'll be there. The beginning and the end of your radio dial. If you want to see me on TV, unplug your fucking antenna. I will be static, you will be hip-hop and breath. I will write to the beat of your feet and read it in your death. I will be that form of art that so few understand. I want my hip-hop rhymes to be so good, they just don't rhyme anymore. But what's in store for the whore that is me? The one they call Mighty Mike McGee. Fuck that! Call me Johnny Appledog. Because the seeds I sow will grow to be trees of thought that walk to you when you call them. You see, beyond my hip-hop and the rigmarole of rock and roll is just me who used to be a little boy that couldn't but wanted to give the world a little more of what it never really had. Offering happy when it felt a little sad. A little bit of static in a world gone mad. I'm creating a destiny for the rest of me and the life I attest to be the best of me. Laugh, cause shit's funny. Cry, cause it fucking sucks. Say hello to the world before goodbye and gone. Turn on the TV when you know nothing's on, and think of me before you panic. Cause when I leave this world, I'm coming back as 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Dear Neil Armstrong, I write this to you as she sleeps down the hall. I need answers that I think only you might have. When you were a boy, and space was simple science fiction, when flying was merely a daydream between periods of history and physics, when gifts of moon dust to the one you loved could only be wrapped in your imagination, before the world knew your name, before it was a destination, what was the moon like from your backyard? Your arm, strong, warm, and wrapped under her hair, both of you gazing up from your back porch summers before your distant journey. But upon landing on the moon, as the earth rose over the sea of tranquility, did you look for her? What was it like to see our planet, know that everything you could be, all you could ever love and long for, was just floating before you? Did you write her name in the dirt when the cameras weren't looking, surrounding both of your initials with a heart for alien life to study 1,000,000 years from now? What is it like to love something so distant? What words did you use to bring the moon back to her, and what did you promise in the moon's ear about the girl back home? Can you teach me how to fall from the sky? I ask you this not because I doubt your feet. I just want to know what it's like to go somewhere no man had ever been, just to find that she wasn't there. To realize your moonwalk could never compare to the steps that led to her. I now know that the flight home means more. Every July I think of you. I imagine the summer of '69, how lonely she must have felt while you were gone. You never went back to the moon, and I believe that's because it doesn't take rockets to get you where you belong. I see that in this woman down the hall, and sometimes she seems so much further, but I'm ready for whatever steps I must take to her. I've seen so many skies, and the moon always looks the same. So I gotta say, Neil, that rock you landed on has got nothing on the rock she's landed on. You walked around, took samples, and left. She's built a fire, cleaned up the place, and I hope she decides to stay. Because on this, we can breathe. Mr. Armstrong, I don't have much. Many times have I been upside down trodden, but with these empty hands comes a heart that is full more often than the moon. She's becoming my world, pulling me into orbit, and I now know I may never find life outside of hers. I want to give her everything that I don't have yet. So yes, for her, I would go to the moon and back, but not without her. We'd claim the moon for each other with flags made from sheets down the hall, and I'd risk it all to kiss her under the light of earth, the brightness of home. But I can do all of that and more right here, wherever she is. And when we gaze up with her arms around me, I will not promise her gifts of moon dust or flights of fancy. Instead, I will gladly give her all the earth she wants in return for all the earth she is. The sound of her heartbeat and laughter, and all the time it takes to learn to fall from the sky, down the hall, and right into love. I'd do it every day if I could just land next to her. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 small step for a man, but she's one giant leap from my kind.